Welcome to the Ordinary Doula Podcast with Angie Rozier, hosted by Birth Learning, where we help prepare folks for labor and birth with expertise coming from 20 years of experience in a busy doula practice, helping thousands of people prepare for labor, providing essential knowledge and tools for positive and empowering birth experiences.
Hello and welcome to the Ordinary Doula Podcast. I am your host, Angie Rozier, and today our awesome guest is Dr. Kristina Kill. And I have known this woman, I realize, for quite a long time now, between 17 and 18 years, and I am so excited to have her with us. She's a chiropractor and a good friend of mine, and I first came across her many years ago. I was doing a conference for the doulas in our area and invited a colleague of hers and, a colleague and some colleagues who had been a past client of mine to come and speak to the doulas in our area. And Dr. Kristina just took it all by storm and was an amazing presenter, as she always has been, such a dynamic personality. So Dr. Kristina, welcome. And will you give us a little more background before we dive into our topic of the day? Tell us a little bit about yourself and your practice.
I love it. Thank you. And I love that reminder. It was amazing and how long it's been. It really talks about ripple impact and effect. And the coolest thing about this is, yes, we get to help people and the impact in the community. But what we get back as providers is really special and beautiful. And I love that we get to share that. Like, we get to be friends because we all have a common mindset that we want people to have amazing births and we want people to have an empowering event. And that's why we get to do this. And so I am, like you said, a chiropractor. I am a very proud chiropractor. I'm a family wellness chiropractor. And I've been in practice 22 years. Now in Utah. I was raised in New England, and I'm very proud of that heritage as well. I bring that good little stubborn stock to Utah. And I have 4 children, 3 that I birthed at home, and 1 that we birthed through the court system. When he was 8 years old, he joined our family. And I'm now a single mama navigating 22 down to 16. And it's a crazy, wonderful, amazing aspect of life to be in. And it's just awesome to enjoy.
Yes, such a journey, right? There's all these chapters, and I remember you pregnant. I get to see you through some of your chapters, which is kind of cool. So I want to talk today about the benefit of chiropractic care for pregnant people. So shortly after I met Dr. Kristina, I was pregnant with my 4th baby, and started going to her, and I had, being in a 4th pregnancy, there was aches and pains that I was always told were normal, part of pregnancy. You can't do anything about it. Turns out you can. And I was blown away how much better I felt in a 4th pregnancy than I had in 1st, 2nd, 3rd. So Dr. Kristina, tell us the benefits of chiropractic care for pregnant people.
Okay, so I love this because this mindset of being in pain during pregnancy is normal, waddling is a rite of passage, all these statements that we hear, I go, So here's what I like to say: being uncomfortable in pregnancy is normal. We should get uncomfortable. We do want a baby to be delivered out of our body. And sometimes we need to get highly uncomfortable to be willing to accept and surrender to labor and birth. So I don't think that's a bad thing. But any type of pain that is reoccurrent or that is lingering is not okay. It's one that you may have it as a signal that something's not working properly within our body. In the medical world, we'll say, well, you're pregnant. This makes sense. So either put up with it because we really don't want to put you on pain medication the rest of your pregnancy. But it's really not their job of an OB or midwife to delve into why that's happening, as long as your pregnancy is progressing appropriately, baby's growing appropriately. It's kind of just like, it's not their responsibility. And I think that's what a lot of moms expect, is that they are our full provider. And so if I have these aches and pains and they dismiss it, it must mean that it's not a problem or this is normal. And the answer is no. Their lens is, you are normal, which means you're progressing, you're healthy, baby's healthy, wonderful. And we need to use other providers who will look at your body as a self-healing organism, designed to take care of itself, designed to prepare for labor, delivery, growing a baby, and all the wonderful transitions into mamahood, but that puts a different demand on your body. So as a chiropractor, I'm brain-based focused. I focus 100% on communication from brain to body, body to brain. And I use the signal in through the nervous system and through the spine in particular. So I want to make sure that all communication is established and working like it should, and everything's aligned. Joints are moving like they should, lined up like they should be. And I find that naturally women under chiropractic care have less aches and pains, have a lot less issues in their pregnancy. But more importantly, I find that women under regular chiropractic care, they go to their due date and beyond, which I say that with a grin because that's not a bad thing, but yeah, we have associated that.
We've been taught that it is.
Yes, we have. And the research is very clear that women under regular chiropractic care have faster, easier labors and delivery. So there's a wealth of benefits in seeing a chiropractor during pregnancy.
I have definitely noticed that in my practice. My clients who get regular chiropractic care do have nicer, smoother, easier labors. Tell us why. Like, tell what is going on in the body and the pelvis, maybe specifically, that's helping those deliveries be smoother, shorter, easier.
Yep. So I always love to say that I believe labor should be efficient, it should be effective, and it should be empowering. That doesn't mean labor is one direction or one way or in one location per se. I'm a fan of inclusive birthing in many, many different ways. And but I look at it going, if our body's working like it should, your uterus is the strongest muscle in the human body, which is so cool to know that. And as long as everything's lined up in your pelvis, it allows your uterus to be at ease and to grow and expand appropriately during pregnancy. And then baby can get into the optimal and ideal position, which is head down all on their own. It's not just head down, it's chin tucked, it's lined up. Like there's a lot that goes into this. And that requires mom's body to be in alignment. It requires her pelvis to be in alignment. It requires the muscles to be toned appropriately, symmetrically, and bilaterally. And so there's a lot of intelligence that goes into this. And then when baby initiates the signal that I'm ready to go into labor, we want mom's body listening to that. And when mom's body is attuned and capable of listening to those hormone surges from baby to say, I'm ready, mom's body is geared up, ready to go. Contractions are efficient. They're effective, which means that mom dilates. She effaces like she should normally in a healthy pattern, not 1 centimeter an hour, none of that BS, but appropriately. And then baby continues in that optimal and ideal position, head down, tucked chin, symmetrical and synclitic. And then we're able to birth a baby in a very empowering event that is still work, that is still labor, that can still be perceived as very hard and sometimes the hardest thing you'll ever do, which is why it's so empowering, able to achieve these things that we doubt our ability to do when we're in the moment. And to me, I want my birthing community to see that power in me and support that power in me and that potential in me, and also to see that things are working appropriately and supporting when things are not, so that we're able to have a very healthy, happy pregnancy and birth. And to me, chiropractic is part of a birthing team. It doesn't take over, just like a doula doesn't take over for a midwife. No, we all work together. We're synergistic. And so I work with PTs. I really believe in pelvic floor work. I love working with massage therapists. Well, I love lactation consultants. Like we all come together, you guys. Like it really is a village that provides and cares for our moms and our communities to help them have this amazing transition in their life.
Very cool. So I love what you touched upon there. We have structural alignment, right? Anatomy of things, physiology of things, and then there's, if I'm reading this correctly, there's also the mom's body responding, like nervous system response, right? And so taking care of the whole spine, of course, like the mom's body is going to respond pretty well to the efforts of her body. And sometimes our brains get in the way of that. Like our psyche can get in the way of that. But also it's not just lined up anatomically, it's lined up integrally, correct? Am I hearing some of that?
So one the way that it's taught is think power, think passenger, and think passageway. This is kind of what's taught in chiropractic. And I think right is the powers provided by the brain that controls all the muscles, the organs, the tissues in our body. The passenger, of course, is the baby, and that passenger needs to be in the optimal and ideal position that they will assume all on their own, as long as it's ideal and optimal for their environment. And to be honest, even if the environment isn't ideal and optimal, they're going to compensate to whatever best position is for them. And I think that's really important to like take that in and acknowledge again the intelligence of that.
Right. There's no one perfect, right?
Oh. Babies doing what they need to do to get out and through. And if we can support that, that is wonderful. So that's power, that's passenger, and then passageway is pelvis. And so we talk about the pelvic inlet, which is the top part of the pelvis, and then the pelvic outlet, which is where baby is going to come on out. We want to make sure that everything's aligned so that the opening is as big as possible. It's moving like it should, so it can open up as big as possible. A really good example of this is the sacrum drops back if there's no pressure on the sacrum, which means mom's not laying on her back.
Yes,
if
yes.
mom's not laying on her back, the sacrum is allowed to drop backwards and open up the pelvic outlet by 30%.
That's
and
huge.
If women knew that laying on your back decreases your pelvic outlet by a third, almost a third, we wouldn't like. And I also say, like, and I had my natural births is like, so I was very aware of the feeling. It didn't feel comfortable for me to lay down. Like,
yeah, doesn't.
Told me you have to lay down. I'd be like, then medicate the heck out of me. It isn't natural and normal. My body wants to move. And if we can work with a mom and allow that proper motion and support, we're going to help her facilitate the birth that needs to be how her body and her baby needs to move.
Absolutely. Which is swimming upstream, in our current culture about childbirth, lay on your back. So absolutely. I want to touch on a couple specific types of birth. One of them being breech. I mean, that's not a type of birth, but a position of babies. So how can chiropractors possibly help in a specific case of a breech delivery a breech baby?
Baby, I love this because a lot of people are waiting until they have a breech and then like, oh, now I'll see a chiropractor. And my answer is please don't wait because you only have so much time.
Right.
And often it's like you can run out of time. And the only reason it's such a big deal in our country is that we don't like medically a vaginal breech birth. And because we used
to be fine with it. Now we don't do it.
And because of it, now it makes it a surgical intervention and mom has very few options at that point. So it's kind of a race against time. I will say like my writing on the wall of what I'm seeing, because we're now training midwives to catch breech babies because of third world countries. I really think the art of catching a breech baby is going to come back. I do also believe, I used to think breech was a problem. I now say, ooh, sorry. Breech is exactly the solution to what's going on for the environment. Babies.
It's a version of normal.
Yes. And so can we support that and also understand that is more stress on a baby? That's harder.
Yeah.
And a mom, like we can just acknowledge it's harder to do. But if mom is going through a pregnancy, about 34 to 36 weeks, baby should go head down. There's normally signs beforehand that something's uncomfortable, painful, discomfort, round ligament discomfort, pubic bone discomfort, low back issues, like the shooting sciatica pain. Those are like precursors to say something's not right. And by ignoring that, what we're doing is allowing this environment that may not be the optimal and ideal to continue. Baby's going to have to compensate for that. And so what will happen is, if it's not conducive to them going head down, baby's so smart, they're just not going to go head down. So often what I'll do is a mom will come in, we know baby's breech, I check her pelvis. And her pelvis isn't moving like it should. And often what happens is that one side of her SI joint's moving appropriately, or actually it's moving too much because it's compensating. The other side's not moving like it should. Tailbone's not moving like it should. Pubic bone's not moving like it should. Though that altered biomechanics shifts the pelvis into like a torqued position, kind of like she's walking. When she's standing straight. And when you act like you're walking and I'm just tilting my pelvis forward to stimulate that or simulate that, it causes my what would be round ligament to uterus to also torque. And so now instead of the uterus being relaxed and at ease, it's going to be at tension. And it's not going to be able to open up as well as it could bilaterally and symmetrically, which means baby can't assume the ideal position as well. So what we do is we're going to release any tension within the pelvis, which means motion, and restore alignment to the pelvis. Most importantly, get brain and pelvis talking again like it should, brain and uterus talking again like it should. We're not turning on a switch, but what we're doing is removing interference in that communication. That's what we do as chiropractors. And doing all that, we'll also work on round ligament. I check tailbone, I check pubic bone, I do all those wonderful things, and it's super gentle, super focused. And what happens is we get mom up and moving around, and often, and it's not normally one adjustment. I just want to prep people. It's not
Yes.
one adjustment
This
because
isn't one and done.
it's not, because you didn't get one and done to get into this position and get into this circumstance. It's like babies accommodating a problem. They're compensating for something that's like, if that's what's happening in the pelvis, it needs time to unwind and to reset. And that's why I'm like, moms, please see a chiropractor before you have pain. Please see a chiropractor just as part of your pregnancy journey, because you are going to feel more comfortable, more at ease, more in your body during pregnancy. The chance of having a breech baby is already lessened. But if for any reason the baby is breached, then you already have the right team, and the chance of it improving is going to be even faster. And I'm already utilizing Webster technique from the very beginning. Like, it's not one that we save
for those.
Yes, we're already utilizing that. And you want to be with a chiropractor who knows pregnancy, who has pregnancy pillows, who has kids in their practice. Like, this is something that we all learned through school because we all had to take at least one class. I actually helped teach the class. That being said, that could be it. And your doctor could see a whole bunch of other situations, and they're amazing at what they do. They just don't love pregnancy, but they go, well, I know it. And the answer is, it's a difference of I know it versus I love it. And
And I do it a lot.
Yes, and I do it all the time. And so as a result, I know the little tricks. And I'm really good at knowing when those tricks are needed and appropriate that someone else may miss. And so I'm a huge believer in finding someone who really loves pregnancy, because you want someone who can help uplift you and empower you through this whole pregnancy journey into labor and birth and postpartum care as well.
Yeah, I love that. So it's bigger than just pregnancy. And then also, so what I'm hearing too with about the breech, we've got approaches with skeletal and muscular, right? Those two are definitely involved with each other, and they can impact the position of the baby.
And round ligament. So
Round ligament,
technically,
yes, okay.
ligamentous, muscle, bone, and brain. So it's like we put it all together, and that's why we can see great results. And if baby still stays breech, I really want to, like, this is where I get to work with moms over time, saying sometimes babies are breech because they need to be breech.
They're smart.
And we want to honor that we're not forcing. We don't ever force a baby head down. We're not doing aversion or anything like that. Like, chiropractors don't turn breech babies. What we're doing is removing any interference within mom's nervous system. We're restoring ease and balance to her pelvis and to her uterus and to the surrounding musculature and ligaments, which allows that optimal and ideal environment for baby. That if baby can turn, baby.
It's the opportunity is provided.
Absolutely.
Cool. So the other specific I'd like to talk about situation is VBACs. Whenever I have a VBAC client, which is dozens and dozens and dozens at this point, one of my favorite things to help them achieve that VBAC is chiropractic care.
So I worked with a midwife that she required every single mom, if they want to birth with her, they had to be under chiropractic care.
Cool.
And
makes her job easier, right?
Yeah, well, that's why. And that's what, and I joked with her going like, thank you. And she goes, well, actually I do it for me.
It's selfish.
And I was one of it was only 2 providers that she sent to, so she could keep really good track on like who's the most successful and the most like knowledgeable and would give her the best outcomes. And her transfer rate to an OB was extremely low. Her C-section rate was extremely low. Her intervention rate was extremely low. And so you look at that of going, well, if you have a VBAC, we have to understand whatever led to the cesarean. And I do firmly believe cesareans save lives. I'm a fan of C-sections and go, thank you that we have them. And do I think that sometimes because of the hospital and how they try to rush the system, that they may lead to a C-section at a higher rate than maybe would be appropriate? I think that's a necessary and important thing to say as well. Now we have a mom that has gone through labor without a vaginal delivery, that has gone through pregnancy and is now recovering from a major medical procedure. Good job, moms. Well,
that's a lot of work.
Like, oh my heavens. And we normally didn't take care of the problem that resulted in the C-section. We heal from labor and surgery, and until we get pregnant again, the second time it's like, and a lot of moms will say, it's like in my second trimester or halfway through, I would feel this issue and I'm barely pregnant and I can feel this issue already. And it's like, Well, it's because you never took care of it in the first place. And so let's take care of what's going on. And so again, we go back to basics. Is brain talking with body? Is everything aligned? Are biomechanics good in the body? And if all those things are on point, what we find is most, very high majority, very, very high majority of our patients that are seeking a VBAC get their VBAC. It's very rare. And like I said, I've been in practice 22 years, like super exciting to see this. It's very rare that I have a mom with a C-section who is seeking a VBAC that will end up in a repeat C-section. Yes, obviously they can happen, but it's very low numbers when they're under chiropractic care with us, which is so cool to say. There's something that can be done.
You're not helpless. Yeah.
That can massively increase your chance of having that VBAC and being successful in that VBAC.
Very cool. Awesome. By any chance, I track statistics on all kinds of things because I love them. And for the last 20 plus years, our statistics for my specific little doula practice is a 9% C-section rate. Do you ever track that with your office?
So I don't, and I should, because man, 22 years of data would be so amazing. I will tell you, I had a different midwife I was working with. She had a birthing center, and she found if they were under chiropractic care, they had a 300% less chance of being transferred out and resulting just transfer. That could have been vaginal, but anything. It was like, that's a massive number.
Yeah, it is.
So I could see the back end on that. But again, I love the fact that I can say it's extremely rare that my moms end up in a C-section. It's extremely rare. We have a very low loss rate. That it just happens. We know it's
right.
It is what it is, but we really see the wonderful side of pregnancy and birth and labor and delivery and very few injuries for baby when moms are under care with us. I see a lot of that when they're bringing babies into us for chiropractic care because they didn't see us during pregnancy. And that maybe is not a better word to say. They weren't seeing us, so they don't know about us during pregnancy.
But they're looking for repairs now,
yes,
right?
They go through labor and delivery and something potentially happens to baby or something did happen to baby in labor and delivery. And now they're seeking chiropractic care. And so I do know that happens. Like it happens at a high level. It's interesting and beautiful to see there's absolutely a difference in patient base and those outcomes. And to me, the best way I love to say this is if you find a really good chiropractor, this is part of a healthy lifestyle. This isn't a treatment for a condition or a time in life or a disease or a pain. Instead, it incorporates your body's ability to function at its very highest level. And pregnancy and birth is when we're asking our body to function at its very highest level. So I would absolutely want the right team members on crew for me to help me support everything in my body. And that's the way that I look at pregnancy, birth, and family and life as I want to grow healthy kids. And if repair work is needed, let's do it. Let's do it right. But let's really utilize chiropractic as part of healthy lifestyle. And then it makes everything else synergistic and up levels it too.
Very cool. So 2 quick points to wrap up. Postpartum for moms, like for those who've had a baby, where does chiropractic come into after the baby's born?
So important because we do all this work to prep into labor and then kind of it's like we forget because we're not forgetful.
We're done.
We're so done. And we're so overwhelmed and our pelvis just went through a massive shift in our body, not just our pelvis, our entire body just literally birthed a human. Like that's mind blowing in the most beautiful way. Big. And so let's help support moms. So moms understand that if you're starting chiropractic care, like I don't want someone to be surprised and they're normally not. I always recommend postpartum care as part of their care. I want them to already start working on that. I have adjusted moms within moments of them having babies because I was at their birth. I have adjusted moms like on their way home from the hospital, their birthing center. We can accommodate moms. And a lot of times, this is what I love to say. A lot of moms are thinking, I shouldn't see you until my doctor clears me, which is 6 weeks, you guys. Like, this is part of healing. This isn't an exercise program. This is part of healing. And we have the tools, we have the pillows and the tables to accommodate your body. No matter what happened in birth, if you have a C-section, we can still accommodate your body. Like you don't have to wait. And you don't want to wait because it improves your body's ability to heal and repair. So when these moms will come in, they're like, I think I'm sore because I had a baby. Then we adjust them. And it's so fun because like literally it happens within moments. They get up and they're like, oh. It's so much better. And I'm like, yeah, it's just about your body working better and moving like your kids. So please understand that, especially when you invest time and money into something, please see that investment through and get the postpartum care so that you're at your healthiest. If you don't want it to continue chiropractic care past that, that's totally, you're empowered to make whatever decision you want. I will tell you, a lot of our patients choose to stay under care because they see how it up levels their life and their health overall. But it's never like you're forced to stay under care. It's like, it really is, how does it fit into your life and what's the best for you in timing? And this will make a little kind of like plug for the future is babies. Like we see a lot of babies, and we want to make sure that babies are eating, they're sleeping, and they're pooping, like the basic life functions. And I can say that, and it sounds really trite and cute and little until you have a baby that's not sleeping,
that won't do any of those things,
not eating properly. And then it is traumatizing to the family, and where you need to know there's additional avenues that you can have help and support, work with lactation consultants, work with chiropractors, work with people to help out. And that combination of mom under care, baby under care, woo, miracles, baby.
Yeah, golden.
Just fun. Mm-hmm.
Love it. Okay, one last question. If you could write the script for this, for a pregnancy and chiropractic care, when should someone come during pregnancy to see you? What's ideal?
Preconception.
Okay, before they're pregnant.
Before, because there's so many times that it's like, if you could really do some healing and some detoxification and really get your body in the best, but most importantly, your partner's body in their best health possible. Like we always talk about mom, but mom's the vessel. She's 50% of the genetic material. Dad's 50% of the genetic material. Dads need to be under chiropractic care for sure before conception, because their sperm turns over so quickly. The research is very strong on this one. So dads, we need to get them detoxifying. We need to get them eating healthy. We need to get them exercising. We need to get their brain and body connected. Mom, same thing. And ideally all the way through. So to me, it'd be like this intentional phase that we're going into. I want to be pregnant. And so we're choosing intentionally who are the providers that can help me function at my best. Ideally chiropractic then. Then the next best choice is right away. As soon as you hear it.
As soon as you learn about it.
As soon as you learn about it, because it's only going to help. And it's really one that I want to be really careful. If someone could only see me one time, would I do it? Yes. But do I go, because it's just, you don't really get to see the benefit.
You don't see the full effect, right?
When someone can enjoy regular care, this is when it's like, and that's what I'm saying, is so many patients say, I never thought this could be better. And that's where the beauty and the joy and the fun of this is going, your body's powerful.
Yeah, and seeing that life changes. Okay, very cool. And that brings me to we'll have to connect again. We have some other episodes we're going to do together. And now you make me think of infertility and stuff, preconception. So we'll chat about that another time.
Love it.
Very cool. Dr. Kristina, thank you so much. Any last thoughts to leave with us about chiropractic care for pregnancy?
I think the biggest thing I'd say is, again, I'm going to go back to find someone who knows pregnancy. We're not all the same, very unique type of practices. And people think that they see a chiropractor, it's the same. It's not. Find someone who does this and has a passion for it. The other part is realize it is an investment. We get that. And at the same time, like, communicate with us. Here's the coolest thing that I acknowledge, especially as I teach other chiropractors. I probably see a pregnant mom more than any other provider during pregnancy and postpartum. And I take that really seriously. So I look for how she's doing mentally and emotionally. We can talk nutrition. We can talk about hydration. We can talk about sleep. If you find the right provider, you're getting, I don't replace them, but what I'm telling you guys, like, I can help layer on a lot of love and a lot of support. And I take that responsibility at a very high level because I'm looking for other things to really support a family. And that's what people don't appreciate always, is going, I'm seeing my chiropractor and the thing is like a therapeutic model. And I go, no, with the right doc, you got a doctor who really cares for you and provides for you and your family. And we really take this at a high level to really give you additional support and love.
Right. One more whole connection point to look at the whole person, right? Which is awesome. Love, what an awesome service and complimentary care to any situation, really. So very cool. Well, Dr. Kristina, thank you so much for being with us here today, and sharing your knowledge and your vast experience with us. We look forward to more visits with you. So I appreciate your time.
Thank you. It was really fun to do this. I appreciate you.
Glad to have you here. So this wraps up our episode about chiropractic care for pregnant people. As always, we want you to reach out and make a human connection today. We are so important to each other. We need each other. So please reach out to someone near or far from you, digitally or in person, and make a connection today. Hope you can be with us next time, and we appreciate you spending your day with us.
Thank you for listening to the Ordinary Doula podcast with Angie Rozier, hosted by Birth Learning. Episode credits will be in the show notes. Tune in next time as we continue to explore the many aspects of giving birth.